Hello friends, myself Professor Rajendra Baburao Gharse, working as the head of Electrical Engineering Department at NB Navle Sihangarh College of Engineering Solapur. I am having a teaching experience of 9 years. I have completed BE Electrical from Government College of Engineering Karad and MTech from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. In the achievements, I have qualified GATE examination 6 times and I have secured the All India 7th rank with a 99.96 percentile in the GATE examination. In my last video, we have discussed about 3-phase inverter 180 degree conduction mode. Today, we are going to discuss about 3-phase inverter 120 degree conduction mode. The basic difference between 180 degree conduction mode and 120 degree conduction mode is that in 180 degree conduction mode each switch conducts for 180 degree and in 120 degree conduction mode each switch conducts for 120 degree, right? The circuitry for 180 degree mode as well as 120 degree mode 3-phase inverter is same. Okay, so the same circuitry we are having whatever we have discussed in the 180 degree conduction mode, right? So here we are using 6 switches. The numbering of the switches will be upper group consists of odd numbered switches, that is the S1, S3, S5, and the lower group, that is the lower group means this group, right? It consists of the even numbered switches S4, S6 and S2. Okay, we need to give the numbering to the switches like this only, then and only then the operation table which we are going to discuss, right, that table will be valid. 3-phase load, either it is a star connected or delta connected, right? Next, the input is EDC. Input is EDC. Across each switch the diode will be connected in anti-parallel. Okay, next, the operation table 120 degree conduction mode, right? Again we are having the 6 intervals 1 to 6. Okay, each interval is of 60 degree. We are having the 6 intervals, each interval is of 60 degree. So 60 into 6 is nothing but a 360 degree, right? 360 degree means one complete cycle of the alternating waveform. At a time 2 switches will be in the on state. So conducting devices, that is nothing but the on switches. During the first interval the switch number 6 and switch number 1 will be in the on state. During the second, switch number 1 and 2. During the third interval, switch number 2 and 3. During the fourth interval, switch number 3 and 4. Yes, S4, S5 and S5, S6. After the sixth interval, again it will move to the first interval. Are you getting the point, right? So if you check here, the switch number 1 is present here, and in the second interval also switch number 1 is present. Before the first interval, which interval will be there? That is the switch 6th interval. So whether the switch number 1 is present here? No. After the second, during the third interval, whether the switch number 1 is present? No. So switch number 1 is present in only during 2 intervals, that is the first and second. Similarly, switch number 2 present only during second and third. Similarly, switch number 3. Similarly, switch number 4. Right? Are you getting the point? So each switch will be for 2 intervals. 2 intervals means 2 into 60 degree. Each interval is of 60 degree, right? So 60 into 2, that is a 120 degree. So conduction of each switch will be for 120 degree. So very important, each switch conducts for 120 degree. But switch pair, each switch pair means, yes, the 2 switches forms the switch pair, right? The switch pair conducts for 60 degree. Each switch conducts for 120 degree, but each switch pair conducts for 60 degree, right? Next, during the first interval, which switch is the incoming switch? That is the switch number 1. That is the switch number 1. Switch number 1 is the incoming switch, because before first the 6th interval will be there. In the 6th interval, switch number 1 is absent, right? So newly added switch is S1. At the end of switch number 1, at the end of interval 1, which switch will be outgoing switch? If you consider second interval, yes, switch number 6 is present in the first interval, but in second interval it is absent. So at the end of first interval, the switch number 6 will be the outgoing switch. Okay, so like this we have prepared the table. Okay, as long as the operation table is considered, yes, these two columns are not that much important, right? So next, so let us discuss one by one. During the first interval, okay, suppose the load is star connected and it is a purely resistive. Okay, during the first interval, which two switches will be in the on state? S6 and S1. During the first interval, S6 and S1 are in the on state. So when S6 and S1 are in the on state, right? So when S6 and S1 are in the on state, S1 is in the on state, S6 is also in the on state, right? So only two switches will be in the on state. So can we say that phase A of the load is connected through S switch S1 to the positive plate of it, and phase B of the load is connected through S6 to the negative plate of the EDC. And what about the phase C? Phase C is neither connected to the positive plate nor connected to the negative plate, because S5 and S2 both these switches are in the off state. So very important, in the 120-degree conduction mode, yes, during the first interval, phase C will be like a open circuit, okay. So here phase A is connected through S1 to the positive plate, phase B is connected to the negative plate. So during the first interval, can we draw the equivalent circuit? Yes, during the first interval, yes, we are having R and R, these are connected in star, right? This is a neutral point of the star connection. This is a phase A, this is a phase B, this is a phase C, right? Phase A is connected to the positive plate of the EDC, phase B is connected to the negative plate of the EDC, right? So phase C is open, right? So as the phase C is open, what about the current in phase C? Current in the phase C is 0, right? Current in this branch is 0. So current in the phase C is 0. So what about the VCN? Definitely VCN will be 0. VCN or ECN you can say. So VCN or ECN, it will be a 0. Are you getting the point, right? Next, what about the VAN and VBN? Current will flow like this, right? Current will flow like this. So it is like we are having R and R connected in series, right? So by using the voltage division rule, can we write VAN is equal to EDC into R upon R plus R? So VAN is equal to EDC by 2. What about the VNB or ENB? ENB is EDC by 2. But what about the EBN? It is a negative because current is flowing in this direction, right? So VN is positive and VB is negative, right? So it is a VNB is EDC by 2, but VBN or EBN, it is a minus EDC by 2. Are you getting the point, right? So during the first interval, we are having EAN is EDC by 2 and EBN is minus EDC by 2, ECN is 0, right? During the second interval, S1 and S2 are in the on state, right? So when S1 S2 are in the on state, can we check? During the second interval, that is when S1 and S2 are in the on state, right? Now where the phase A is connected, phase A of the load is connected through S1 to the positive plate of the EDC. Phase B is neither connected to the positive plate nor the negative plate, means phase B is open now, right? What about the phase C? Phase C is connected through S2 to the negative plate of the EDC, right? So phase A is connected to the positive plate of the EDC, phase C is connected to the negative plate of the EDC, and phase B is open circuit, right? So the interval, right, during the equivalent circuit during the interval 2, okay. So we are having, yes, R connected in star, right? This is a three-phase load. Phase B is open circuit, phase A is connected to the positive plate of the EDC, phase C is connected to the negative plate of the EDC, right? Now what is the VBN or EBN now? It is a 0, right? Because phase B is open circuited, so current in the phase B is 0, right? So what is the voltage? VBN or EBN, it is equal to 0, right? What about the EAN or EAN or VAN? It is a positive. What about the VCN? VCN is negative, right? Because current will flow like this, right? And both are having same magnitude, that is EAN is EDC by 2, ECN is minus EDC by 2, right? By using the voltage division rule we can find. Next, similarly, can we draw the waveforms of EAN, EBN and ECN, right? If you check during the first interval, yes, what is the EAN? EDC by 2, EBN minus EDC by 2, ECN 0, right? During the first interval, yes, it is a EAN is EDC by 2, first interval means 0 to pi by 3, right? It is a EDC by 2, EBN is minus EDC by 2, ECN is 0, right? ECN is 0. During the second interval, what is EAN? EDC by 2, EBN is 0, right? EDC by 2 0 and minus EDC by 2, right? EAN is EDC by 2 same, EBN is 0 and ECN is minus EDC by 2, right? Minus EDC by 2. Similarly, we can draw the equivalent circuit for the third interval, fourth interval, fifth interval and sixth interval, right? And we will be getting this type of waveform. Okay, these are the phase voltages, right? Now from the phase voltages, can we draw the line voltage waveforms? Yes, EAN minus EBN is nothing but EAB, EBN minus ECN is nothing but EBC, and ECN minus EN is nothing but ECA, right? So we can draw EAN, EAB, EBC and ECA waveforms, right, by taking the difference between the respective phase voltages interval by interval, right? Interval by interval, and we can draw the waveform. Okay, next let us check whether it is a sinusoidal waveform. No, right? Whether it is a balanced one, we can check whether it is a balanced one or not, right? So if you check EAN, after omega t is equal to 0, we are having the plus EDC by 2, plus EDC by 2 and 0, this type of sequence. So if we check after the two intervals, yes, EBN is plus EDC by 2, plus EDC by 2 and 0. So can we say that EBN is lagging to EAN by two intervals, that is a 120 degree, right? Similarly, we can check for EBN and ECN, right? And so on. So we are having the 120 degree phase displacement between the phase voltages. Also, what is the peak value here? EDC by 2. Here also peak value is EDC by 2. And also, what is the peak value? It is a EDC by 2, right? So all the phase voltages are having the same peak value, and these are phase displaced by 120 degree. Okay, next similarly we can check for line voltages also, right? Each line voltage is having a peak value of EDC, here also EDC and here also EDC, right? And what is the phase displacement between the EAB and EBC? EAB's yes pattern is EDC, EDC by 2 and minus EDC by 2. So if you check here, the same pattern is repeating after two intervals, right? After two intervals, EDC the EAB. So EBC is lagging to EAB by two intervals, right? Okay, so we are having the balanced line and phase voltages, but these are non-sinusoidal. Okay, next let us derive the expression for RMS value of the phase voltage, right? So EAN RMS, right? So if you check the waveform of EAN, whatever the waveform we are having from 0 to 2 pi, same will be repeating from 2 pi to 4 pi, right? Because after the 2 pi means what? We are having the 6th interval complete, right? 360 degree, right? So 360 degree means we need to complete 6 intervals first, and after the 6th interval again it will move to the first interval, right? So we are having whatever the waveform from 0 to 2 pi, the same will repeat from 2 pi to 4 pi, 4 pi to 6 pi and so on, right? So what is the periodic angle? It is a 2 pi. So RMS value it is 1 by 2 pi integration from, yes, we can put the values, okay, and we can derive the expression for RMS value. It is a load power is equal to per phase power, load power is equal to per phase power into 3, right? So it is EAN RMS square divided by R, right? So it is 3 into EDC square by 6 divided by R. So it is a EDC square by 2R, right? EDC square by 2R. So this is a expression for the load power. Okay, so this is about 3-phase inverter 120 degree conduction mode. Be careful, in 120 degree conduction mode at a time 2 switches will be in the on state. In a 180 degree conduction mode at a time 3 switches will be in the on state, right? Are you getting the point? So this is a major difference. Okay, in both the type of the inverters we are getting non-sinusoidal output but the balanced output, right? But the balanced output. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching.